Good morning, friends. Thank you for joining the Outdoor Archives today. Another axe review for you. I've been kind of on a roll with these axes and got a bunch of budget axes I've been testing, and so far I've been pretty pleasantly surprised at what you get for the buck. So today it's the Cold Steel Trail Boss. Got it lashed on my pack here. If it's something you're interested in, then sit back, relax, and get ready for the review. Okay guys, here it is. Cold Steel Trail Boss. This sheath is my first attempt at putting a Kydex sheath together for an axe, and it does not come with it. It did not come with the sheath. It just came with a little cover that just slipped on the end here. It was pretty much useless, and let me tell you that it did come pretty dull. I think the steel is 1055 if I'm not mistaken, and it did not take that long to sharpen, and you know what, it actually does hold the edge relatively well. And I did get it sharp enough, not really, I wouldn't say shaving sharp, but there we go. You can see there, definitely popped a bunch of hairs. So it is sharp, and I think it's sharp enough for my use anyway. So overall length again is 27 inches, 6.5 inches long, and 4.5 inch cutting area. And I don't know, they're saying it's a European style head. I don't know what that means. I've seen other axes that are similar with this long beard. I think it's a, I don't know, Greenland pattern or Hudson Bay pattern. And I have used them before with success, so I do like the pattern. We got hickory wood here. Actually looks like it's, if you look at the grain, pretty straight. And the axe head is hung quite nicely. If you can see here, it's just fit quite nicely into there. And on this side, hard to see because this is a little bit of painted over, but there's actually 2 wedges in there, which I've never seen before, but I'm hoping that that's gonna, you know, keep this handle fitted nicely for years to come. And the overall weight is 2 pounds, 9.5 ounces, so not too bad of a weight. And I wanted something a little bit bigger for the winter months, because around here, when it gets cold, you need fire and you need to process a lot of wood. And those little hatchets are not gonna cut it, pardon the pun. So anyway, if this is something you're interested in, sit back, relax, and we'll put this thing into some wood. Looks like this tree has been selected. So let's see how it does. You can see, biting pretty good. Oh, not there yet. Almost there. Well, that was anticlimactic. See if we could split this fair sized piece here, a couple knots in it, see what happens. Footing here. So you can see, pretty knotted piece in there, splits it no problem at all. Yep. Well, I sort of missed, but where I did get it, it split. Yeah, it's green wood, so try it again. There we go. So this is a fair size axe here, and you can see there's actually a little space in here so you could choke up. Now the only thing that I don't like is this little swell here. Seems to be a little bit on the large side. I've got big hands and I can just barely fit in there. But I guess if you really wanted to, you could kind of, use a file or some kind of shave or a knife even to get that down. But even the way it is now, we're going to see if we can do some basic carving with it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just to do some simple tasks. A little bit clumsy to use like a hatchet, but you can do it. Alright, let's do some light chopping here. Yeah, it seems if I grab further back, I just get a whole bunch of force on that and it just decimates the wood. No problem. So let me give you some of my conclusions. I have had this axe for a while, so I can tell you it has so far served me really, really well. I've done a lot of splitting with it, and today's, I showed you some splitting today. I've actually split much larger logs with it, and this is green wood, but the wood I split a few weeks ago, I'll roll it in. I was on an ATV trip and found a campsite, and if I have any photos or video, I'll roll that in. But I started splitting some logs, and they were dry, but I don't know, about that size, and I was just with one hand just chopping log after log, and it kind of became a competition of who had the best one-handed chop, and this axe did wonderful, let me tell you. Definitely its biggest con, two cons, I don't know which one is worse, but no sheath. So you're gonna wanna either buy one or try to make one. I made this out of Kydex, where I just heat treated it and then add a few rivets in there, and it does the job. It's certainly nothing special, but it keeps the edge away from you and keeps it pretty safe. Second thing is the edge of mine came like super dull. Like I would do this to it, I had no fear of it cutting me or causing any problems to my hands. So you're gonna have to spend some time here. It took me like 25 minutes or so. I started with a file, and I just gave a real basic edge with the file, a couple minutes on each side. Then I did the axe puck for another 5-10 minutes, and then the finer side of the axe puck for a few minutes, and then finally at the end I've got a strop attachment for my work sharp. It's just a leather belt, and I just did this like 10 times each side, and now I've got like a really useful sharp edge, and I'm sure if I wanted to spend more time that I could refine it even more, but I don't really plan to be doing a lot of fine tasks with this. You can this, whatever they call it, I'm going to call it a Hudson's Bay pattern. I think they call it a European pattern. It allows you to kind of choke up here, but this hinders you in a way. So with some kind of wood shave, or even with a knife, you could probably shape this, some sandpaper, for better grip. And even as it is, you could still do many tasks with it. And it's built reasonably well. Remember guys, $30. You're going to buy something from Grants vs. Brooks or Wetterlings or something like that. It's going to probably cost you 4 times as much, maybe more, I don't know exactly, but it's going to cost you 4 times as much to get an axe of this size and of this capability. And you know what, it is a very capable axe. The handle does come varnished. First I thought it was okay, but I noticed as I was chopping and as I've been splitting, my hand, when there's a little bit of impact, my hand kind of slides a little bit on the handle. So I don't know if that's a good thing. I'll probably end up sanding this a little bit and giving it little bit of linseed oil. So the bottom line is, guys, if you want to buy this axe as it is, it's going to need an edge on it. Other than that, it's a decent axe. You know, with a little bit of work, it's an excellent axe, and you know, hopefully will serve me for years to come. Definitely going to keep this in my pack, especially for, you know, winter trips or something where I'm, or just trips in general where I'm just processing more wood, because this is going to do a lot more work. I can tell you that if I'm just doing this and just dropping it, it was splitting that piece of wood like nothing, just with the weight of the handles. So this is going to do a lot of work. Thanks again, guys, for watching. If you like the video, you know, make sure give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because we got new videos coming out, and it'll, you know, appear right there, your notifications, or however you have it set up. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope we'll see you in the next video. Take care.